Not taller than that tree. All right. Gotta get all cinematic. Gotta get on the pole. So, well, hold up. You ain't gotta get on the pole, but I gotta lean on the pole. I got 9 minutes of battery left. Man, this workout was super refreshing, and I needed it. I haven't really been working out that much. Haven't really been moving around. Just kind of been in my head about a lot of things, and when it happens, you don't move. You just be in your head, unfortunately. So that's what I have been going through that for like the past 3 weeks or so, which was crazy, long weeks. But was able to have some conversations and was able to, get out of that mindset and, finally get more active and get moving and not be so paralyzed with thoughts and things that we think will happen that won't, and that are happening that aren't. So yeah, I'm just grateful, and I've been realizing a lot more about the world, God, the industries that we're a part of, the things that we indulge in. I've been learning a lot more about those things. So I feel like God was making me take a break. It was I was going through some conflicting things inside of myself because I was learning a lot of truth that I didn't know, and I had to really look at my life and think about am I doing something that is of value, one, and two, does it really matter? Things can be fun, they can be entertaining, but you don't want to do things to the point where you're distracting yourself from the truth. And I feel like that's what I was doing in my life. I was just working out all the time, playing basketball all the time, and not really diving into myself spiritually and just in other ways. I feel like I was distracting myself from maybe problems I had in my life, maybe conversations that I needed to have with people. I used working out and basketball as a distraction, even though it starts off as a love. As a child, I loved the game, but I'm an adult now and I still do love the game. But, when you become an adult, you become a man, there's things that you have to handle and confront. You can't have the same mentality that you had as a child, and you have to be able to be honest with yourself and say, has this just become a way I've, been distracting myself from facing things? Because that's what we do as children. We distract ourselves because we aren't really able to face things head on as children. So we cling on to things that will help us with that. We help, as children, we want to distract ourselves. We don't really know how to maneuver in the world. So I feel like that's where it comes from for a lot of people, and not just with basketball, just with a lot of things that people fall in love with as children. It starts off as like maybe a coping mechanism, maybe they have some trauma and that's something they do when they have trauma, but as a result, they get really good at it, so they continue into their adulthood, and they don't take the time to really see what's going on inside of them because they've been distracted by maybe a sport, maybe a career, and those are great things, but when you're using it to distract yourself from how you're truly feeling, that's a problem. And that's something that I want everybody that's watching this video to really think about. Is what's really going on inside of you, what's happening, and what are you running from, what are you distracting yourself from, and using a career to do it, or using some other avenue to do it. So yeah, you'll see a lot of NBA guys saying they have mental health problems, they just stop playing, and the reason being is they have never had time to address those problems, and as you can see, it always catches up with people. Things that are going on with you will always catch up with you. You can't run from it. You can't run from it. You can, but only for a certain period of time until you have to. When you're exploding internally or imploding, and you just kind of going crazy on the inside, then you have to address it. But you want to address it before it gets to that point. There's warning signs that, okay, something's going on. I don't really feel the best. I need to address something in my life, whether it be spiritually, emotionally. There's work outside of